Hi guys, today I'm reviewing the Cuisinart CJE-1000 juicer. The unit measures about 16.5 inches tall by 14.5 inches wide, so it's a large unit and will take up a lot of counter space. The housing is stainless steel and the plastic parts that touch food are BPA free. On the dial control there are 5 speeds from 1 to 5 and the on-off button. Let's put the juicer together. This is the 32-ounce juice pitcher. It also has milliliter markings. The foam separator goes right inside. Put the cover on. The filter bowl sits in the base. The spout goes to the right. The filter disc sits right in the bowl. The mesh filter goes next. Just press it down. Next the cover goes on. Put the hinge right into the slot here and close. The handle lock should be in the open position. Press the handle up and in to close. The food pusher goes into the food tube. Align the groove with the indent inside the tube. This is the pulp container. Turn it at an angle and it slides right in. The juice pitcher goes right underneath the spout with the handle facing front. The feed tube opening is 3 inches, so it should fit some whole fruits and vegetables. A nylon brush is included for cleaning the filter basket. The instruction manual has some recipes and a juicing chart with speeds listed for different fruits and vegetables as well as the yield. Before juicing, the spout should be in the open position. You can adjust the spout opening to be smaller or larger depending on how much foam you want in the juice. If you want more foam, don't use the filter disc and make the spout opening larger. As for the speed, low speed for soft produce and high speed for hard produce. To use, plug in the juicer, set the dial to the speed you want. The blue LED light will blink. Press the button to start the juicer. The light will stay on. To turn the juicer off, press the button to stop the juicer and turn the speed to 0. We'll juice oranges, apples, carrots, and greens to test out this Cuisinart. First, we'll juice 1 pound of oranges using speed 2. I've taken the rind off and left some of the white pith on, and this is 1 pound. According to the instruction booklet, you should get about 12 ounces of juice. The handle is locked. And I've set the speed to 2 for oranges. Push the button to turn on. I can't fit this orange hole. So that juiced really quickly. Still dripping, so I'm going to let that finish dripping. We have about 8 ounces of juice with a thin layer of foam on top. So I definitely did not get the 12 ounces I was expecting. The foam separator does keep some of the foam in the container. Almost exactly 8 ounces. The juice is very tasty, of course. Take the pusher out, push the tab down, and just take the cover off the hinge. You can see the pulp. Orange pulp is generally going to be wet, and this is extremely wet. I can squeeze a little bit of juice out of the pulp, so that means that this juicer did not get all the juice out of the oranges. It's very wet. You can see I can squeeze more drops of juice out of this. If there's a lot of pulp that fills up, it's best to clean it before juicing more produce. I'm going to go ahead and clean this, and next we'll juice 1 pound of apples. There will be pulp around here, so you might want to clean that off as well. The filter basket is clean. I'm just going to put that right back. Put the cover back on. And lock. It's hard to figure out when the spout is closed and when it's open. I assume that's locked, but there was still dripping after I closed the spout. I will leave it open because I'm going to start juicing my apples. I've washed the juice pitcher. I'm going to juice 1 pound of apples. My apples are not going to fit into the tube. I've cut the apples into quarters. For apples, the speed should be set to 5. I've set the spout to the least amount of foam. Turn the machine on. The juice is still flowing, so I'll just give it a few seconds. So I've turned it to close as much as I can, and the spout is still dripping. Pour out the juice. Again, the foam separator seems to have done a decent job of keeping the foam in the container. We have just about 8 ounces of juice. Push the handle down. Again, the pulp is wet. There's a piece of apple that was not processed. There's some skin. You can't really squeeze any juice out, but the pulp is wet. It's definitely better than the oranges though. I'll clean out the apples and we'll juice some kale, carrots, and cucumber. There's pulp accumulated around the bowl, so let's go ahead and clean that out. Put the filter back in. I've washed out the juice container. I have 1 cucumber that I've cut up. 1 large carrot. Now if you're juicing just carrots, you can put them whole, at least 3 of them into the tube. But I'm going to alternate with the kale, carrots, and cucumber, so I've cut them into smaller pieces. With the kale, I'm just going to ball it up, and this is the best way to juice kale in a centrifugal juicer. We'll be using speed 5. This Cuisinart is really not loud compared to other centrifugal juicers. Since the opening is big, you can fit a whole cucumber in here. Let me try to turn the spout off again. That still does not seem to be working. Just gonna put a bowl underneath this. Healthy green juice. Let's check the pulp. There are pieces of carrots in here that are not processed. The pulp is not that wet. The carrots seem to have been juiced nicely. There's cucumber skin. There are no big pieces of kale leaves, which is good. So it did a decent job on the vegetables. To clean the juicer, unplug the unit, remove the cover, pull up the filter. The bowl pulls up, the screen is right inside. All the parts are dishwasher safe, or you can hand wash in hot soapy water. The motor housing, just wipe down with a damp cloth. It's always best to clean the juicer right after juicing. Make sure to dry all the parts before you start juicing again. There's a lot of pulp in here. You can compost it or use it in muffins or cake recipes, and even in your soups. This juicer is definitely large, so it's not good for tiny kitchens. This Cuisinart did a decent job on the vegetable juice and an okay job on the oranges and the apples. If you want to try out this Cuisinart, I've put a link in the description below. As always, I hope you found this review useful. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.